It's officially the playoffs, the most exciting time in the NFL. A little sad because the season's kind of coming to an end, and if your team's not in the playoffs or, if your team loses. But other than that, right, obviously very exciting, and more than ever, one of the more exciting years in my opinion, as you just don't know how it's going to turn out. We're going to obviously predict it perfectly, so, if you don't want to be spoiled and you want to watch all the playoff games, don't watch this video because it's just going to be ruined for you. You're like, wow, damn it, I knew it. But yeah, other than that, we should have a good time here as we are going to be predicting the playoffs. As you can obviously tell, we're going to go left to right, top to bottom, and we're going to start with the Cincinnati Bengals versus the Las Vegas Raiders. Of course, we know how that Raiders-Chargers game ended. As a person that's not a huge fan of Big Ben, I wish it would have been a tie. Also, it's a rare circumstance. So that also would have been pretty cool for the tie. I think most people would have wanted to see a tie there. But either way, Raiders versus the Bengals. The Raiders, a team that can actually get to the quarterback pretty well. The Bengals, a team that can get the ball out quickly, but definitely has some offensive line troubles. The big X factor in this game, besides Joe Burrow and Chase, who have just been unstoppable, is Max Crosby. The Raiders, Max Crosby has been on a tear. He is playing really well. I feel like I don't remember a single snap against the Chargers where he didn't just win his matchup almost immediately. He's going to be the X factor. Derek Carr is going to be a huge factor as well as Jacobs. The problem with the Raiders is they're playing against a pretty good defense in the Cincinnati Bengals. Both styles, run defense and pass defense. And I just don't think the Raiders have the wide receiving talent to get open quick enough. I just don't believe they do. It seems like their plays just take so long to develop. I just don't think they have it on offense, and the Bengals have been as hot as anyone, as good as anyone on offense lately, so I'm going to be giving them the win. And once again, I apologize if your favorite team's the Raiders, the Steelers, or the Eagles. I'm going to be honest. These, anything can happen. I don't expect this to be 100% correct, besides the jokes, in the beginning. So don't get too mad at me. I wouldn't want you to dislike the video. YouTube doesn't allow us to have opinions. But of course, anything can happen any given Sunday, and I truly do believe in that. But this is how I'm going to see it out. Rams have been playing, honestly, both teams have been kind of on the downward trend, but Cardinals have been downward way more than anyone. Kyler Murray, I don't even know if he's legit at this point. They were looking so hot. They were looking like the clear-cut favorites to win the Super Bowl early on, and they just fell apart. I really do feel like I don't feel like they're that great, to be honest. I think they have a lot of work to do. Can they win? Absolutely. Especially if Murray can get going while running. But I think the Rams, they just have too much firepower on offense. Is Cam Akers going to be back? I thought there was rumors that he was going to be back soon. I don't know if that's true or not, but if it is, that's going to be huge. Sony Michel in general has been decent enough for them. And of course, Cooper Kupp is who he is. One of the better wide receivers in the league, obviously. People better. He's not number one because of stats? No, dude, he's maybe 2 or 3 this season. But the defense, that's the big thing for the Rams. Jalen Ramsey, best cornerback in the league. Aaron Donald, the best interior player in the league. They've got some other players in between and outside there. Gaines has been really good on the interior, so running the ball is not going to be easy against the Rams, of course. So I just think with the Rams being the favorite because of some of their key playmakers, they will win. However, Matthew Stafford's been on a downward trend as well, really badly lately, so if the Rams were to lose, I think it's going to be a multiple interception game. I just think the Rams have too much going for them. The home game probably doesn't matter as much. Cincinnati does matter. I believe Cincinnati may even be a snow game, which would be sick to watch. If I'm not mistaken, I almost just said Namaste. Well, I don't know what Namaste is, for llamas or something. But the Bills versus the Patriots, an interesting one because they had an interesting game earlier in the year. Will it be like that again? Probably not. The Bills are a team that is just seemingly the best coached defense in the league. Not to say that they don't have playmakers. They just seem to do more with less. Tre'Davious White still being injured for the season really sucks because, the Bills probably would be the favorites if he was in. But that defense is still really good. They can do a lot of things, especially with those 2 safeties just killing it. The Patriots, their offense, I don't really trust in their pass game. Their ground game can be great at times. That offensive line is pretty solid. But I just don't think New England has it in them. However, if anyone was going to stop the Bills' passing attack, it probably would be New England. They're a very good defense against the pass. I just think the Patriots are just going to struggle too much on offense, though, to give their defense a chance. The defense is going to be out there a lot, I feel. The Patriots have a great game plan. If there's anyone to upset any team this week, it probably would be them over the Bills. But I just think that offense for the Bills is just too lethal. I think Josh Allen's just a way better playmaker than Mac Jones, who's obviously a rookie. So, once again, the Bills win that one. And then on this side, this Niners team is easily the biggest dark horse of the entire playoffs, and it just isn't even close. A team that is actually pretty solid on defense, both sides of the ball. Both sides of the attack, I suppose. Not both sides of the ball. That makes no sense. And then their offense, they've got a lot of playmakers. Debo just seems to do it all. Kittle is the best tight end in football, it seems, this year. I'm trying to think of, he's a really good playmaker, but there might be some other guys that, statistically might have done better. Like Mark Andrews was really good. But they have a lot of playmakers. Jimmy Garoppolo isn't as bad as people say he is. Trent Williams, when he's in, that Niners run game is just as good as almost anyone. The defense, like I said, is playing really well, kind of like a similar Bills situation where maybe not the best of the best playmakers at every position, but just somehow coach really, really well. But the problem is I think Dallas has too much talent, both sides of the ball. I just think that there's just too much going on. You got too many playmakers on offense. The defense has a lot of really good playmakers too. If the Niners can get the ground game going and continue to run successfully, which I suppose that's kind of the formula for any team winning. If you can run the ball successfully, it's pretty hard to stop. I think they can win. Like I said, biggest dark horse by far in the playoffs, but I'm going to go with yet another home team. And I'm going to be honest, the way this is lined up, it's probably going to be 6 home teams. But Steelers versus the Chiefs. Simply put, the Chiefs have way too much power on offense. They've got Tyreek, they've got Travis Kelce, they've got Mahomes. That offensive line is vastly improved. If you had that offensive line last year, they most likely beat the Buccaneers. The Steelers do have a chance because they actually have a very good pass defense, but that offense, man, Big Ben, he's just not who he used to be, and it's been like that for years now. Missing too many throws has literally cost his team this year. Many times, and I just don't think Najee can do enough with that offensive line to control the game. It's a clear-cut Chiefs win, in my opinion. And then similar to the Eagles, this I think is the most clear-cut win. I think the Steelers have a better chance to beat the Chiefs than the Eagles do the Tampa Bay Buccaneers. I know the Buccaneers have some injuries, and I know the Eagles are playing inspiring, and Jalen Hurts is heated up, but I just, that run game, it's getting better, but I just think Tampa, even with some of the injuries they've had, some of the distractions they've had, is just the better team as a whole. And I just don't feel comfortable betting against Brady versus a guy like Jalen Hurts. I don't see it. So, gonna move on to the divisional. We've already kind of talked about what makes each team great. The Bills can probably stop the pass attack of the Chiefs. This just seems like an offensive onslaught game, though. I really think it's going to come down to the last possession. I'm going to say the Chiefs, though. I'm going to say the Chiefs, their firepower is just a little bit too much, but I think Josh Allen's legs can be a huge X factor against that Chiefs team that is a little bit more on the slow side, but Tyrann Mathieu can move around, so you never know how they can try to limit that. I still think the Chiefs are better there. Dallas versus Tampa. I really don't like betting on Dallas because Dallas is just a team that seems to choke in the playoffs, especially after the last couple of decades. But I don't know. It's a tough one because Tom Brady is playing with a lot less talent, but he has a pretty damn good offensive line still. Obviously, Dallas has some good playmakers to get to the quarterback, but I don't know if they have enough. But that defense from Tampa, I just think has no chance to stop the playmakers of the offense from Dallas. They have too many good players. Probably the most stacked offense in the entire league, right? And once again, Dak is playing outstandingly, hot as any team in the league, at least quarterback-wise. Maybe Burrow is a little bit better, but I got to bet on the Cowboys here. As far as this one goes, it's tough to tell because Tennessee going to be having Derrick Henry back. He changes the offense completely. He can carry hard. But Cincinnati, I don't know if Tennessee can stop their offense. Cincinnati's defense definitely has the potential to stop Tennessee. I just think their run defense is really solid, surprisingly, and the Bengals are getting every penny. for Trey Hendrickson. They're absolutely worth it without a doubt, at least so far. Joe Mixon's great. The receivers are great. Joe Burrow's playing really well. It comes down to can Tennessee pressure Cincy, and I don't know if they can. I really don't. And then the NFC side, this is a tough one. Green Bay versus the Rams. This is probably the best matchup you could ask for if you're Green Bay. Not that it's an easy team, but Green Bay with Devontae have done some good things against Jalen Ramsey. They've moved him around. They've made him, frustrated. They've done well against Aaron Donald in the past. Obviously, Green Bay's offensive line is a lot healthier now. No Elton Jenkins, and that's the kind of the guy that's been, he's given Aaron Donald some trouble over the last, I don't even know how many games they've played, but I know last time they played, he absolutely made him mad. But I suppose Green Bay just does well against Aaron Donald in general, so if they can keep back to that formula, I don't see how the Rams can win. But Cooper Kupp is the worst possible matchup for Green Bay's defense that likes to play off. And Cooper Kupp moves around quickly. They move him around a ton. And he's going to absolutely gash them short. Kind of comes down to, once again, is Cam Akers playing. I just think, like I said, Green Bay has just a few more playmakers. And Stafford and that Rams team has been trending downwards lately. Stafford turns the ball over a lot, especially as of late. And Green Bay this year has been really, really good at taking the football away and turning it into points and actually getting points. A couple touchdowns on returns. I think it's going to be a close game. If I were to give a guess, I probably should have done score predictions. This one, 31-27. This one, I think it's actually going to be a little bit lower scoring. 24-14. Chiefs, 38-17. Rams, 34-27. Cowboys, this is going to be a close one. I think it's going to be a lot of running, so 27-21, and then Tampa probably 38-17. And then for the next week, the Chiefs over the Bills is, like I said, it's going to be a high-scoring one, I think. So 41-38. The Cowboys over the Buccaneers, 34-27. Green Bay over the Rams, 31-27. And then the Bengals over the Titans, probably a little bit of a running game, 31-17. I think Tennessee is going to struggle on the ground, and their passing game is just not going to be good. That's what I think. And now we move on to the next one, the championship round, which is Dallas versus Green Bay. I have a really tough time with this one. I was betting on Dallas and the Chiefs making it. I just think it's going to come down to the last play with Green Bay versus the Cowboys. Even though the championship round hasn't been great for Green Bay, I think when these two teams play, when it comes down to the wire and it's right down to the last moment, Green Bay just has the edge. You have Rodgers versus Dak. It's tough, but you probably give the nod to Rodgers. I think their offense is a little more efficient, whereas the Cowboys, you don't know exactly what you're going to get. So if Dak throws even one pick, I think one pick is enough, honestly. So it's a tough call. I think any team can win it, but I just think that Green Bay has a better chance to dominate the Cowboys' defense than the Cowboys have to dominate the Green Bay defense. It really comes down to the ground game for both teams, specifically the Packers, though. If Green Bay can run the ball decently well, they probably win. The Cowboys, I expect to just run the ball decently well anyways, but when you get down to the red zone, will they be able to get touchdowns? That's what I don't know about. So I'm going to give it to Green Bay in that slight win. I don't know, dude. 34-31. It's going to be a close game. And then the Chiefs versus the Bengals. I'm going to give it to the Chiefs. I think that defense is super underrated. I still believe the Chiefs have a goose egg in them still. They obviously weren't great out the gate. They barely beat some really bad teams, some teams that were injured, some teams that had COVID, and they lost to some rough teams. But overall, I think Cincinnati is just so hot right now that they're going to not only end their playoff drought, but they're going to end it out with a bang by going to the Super Bowl. That offense is very talented. It just comes down to the pass rush in this one, though, I think. I think Cincinnati is probably more equipped to get to the Chiefs, but I think the Chiefs have the better offensive line, so that's going to be a tough battle. Joe Mixon's a huge X factor in that game, too. I think if Joe Mixon's really going to have a game, this is the one that he would. It's a tough one, though, because the Chiefs, once again, they've actually played really good defense lately. But I'm going to say Packers versus Bengals for the Super Bowl. And in the Super Bowl, if it comes to this, it's weird because I really like the Bengals, but I think Green Bay wins it. I think if it's Green Bay versus the Chiefs probably win. But if it's the Bengals, I think Green Bay wins. I just think that Green Bay can control the game a little bit better. And I think Green Bay's defense can force an interception off of Joe Burrow. I just think it's really tough to force a pick off of Rodgers unless you have super elite playmakers. And there's like a couple of decent guys over there, but Green Bay, especially when getting healthier with guys like Jair and David Bakhtiari and Josh Myers coming back. I don't know about Za'Darius, to be honest. I just think a voice crack really hurts, but I just think Green Bay has it. I said it last year. I was way more confident last year, and they probably should have made it. Little iffy calls in that Tampa game, and some unlucky things, Aaron Jones fumbling and all that. Didn't have Dylan as like the starter. Didn't have David Bakhtiari. You definitely take David Bakhtiari over Elton Jenkins. Hopefully he'll be there, but it's a tough one. It's tough to say. I mean, like I said, I think Green Bay could have had a chance to repeat as Super Bowl champions, but didn't get it done last year. This is the year. As a Packers fan, I'm not 100% safe and certain about this, but I like it. I would say I'm 70% positive that Green Bay makes it to the championship game and maybe the Super Bowl. The Bengals are real hit or miss, but if they're playing into the playoffs the way they have played, I feel comfortable with that as well. So I don't know, honestly. I really think any single game outside of maybe Philadelphia and Tampa could really go either way. So it could be literally messed up right out the gate. It could be the Raiders winning, the Patriots controlling the game over the Bills. I just don't know about those. But yeah, I feel comfortable with the other one. I feel all right. About it. This is one of the weirder years in football, and that's why you got to love the sport. So let me know in the comment section below what you guys think. Where do you guys think I'm absolutely wrong on? Maybe this is your exact freaking bracket somehow. I'm not sure. But anyways, absolutely appreciate you watching. Like I said, this is one of the more fun times of the year, especially for creating videos like these, because I love to read the comments. So please get active in there and rile me up, rile people up, to start attacking teams. I don't know. Anyways, thanks for watching. If you guys enjoyed, maybe leave a like, subscribe if you're new, follow me on Twitter, Jeromepkr, second channel, PK Plays, and then twitch.tv/Jeromepkr for streams. Anyways, that's about it. Thanks for watching. Hope you guys come back for next video, but until next video, see ya!